Hello and welcome to MumbleCast, the oddly structured, poorly researched podcast extravaganza. My name's Leah and I'm here as always with my co-host Kayla.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Look, I nailed that in one take.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I was in the shower reciting it, trying to think, okay, gotta get this done right.
I was wondering, I wonder if he's going to remember to do it.
Can't forget, it's all fully imprinted tagline. 65 episodes in or something.
Yes.
So how's your week been?
It's been good. How's your week been?
Yeah, pretty good. It's not much since Stan. Stan came out a little bit late, and obviously we missed a week before, so we've not actually had too much time in between these two.
No.
But what we've done, we've rode a little.
Rode a lot. I need to put my scores in.
You put up some Christmas decorations.
I did.
Notice we've got none here.
There's some lights.
Those lights are here 24/7, 365.
Have they been here before?
Yeah.
I've never noticed those
They're
lights.
up all the time.
Huh.
I don't know why he keeps them up. I guess it's easier that way. And maybe if he's romancing a lady. I say he's my flatmate. It's his house. I say flat, it's a house. It's a nice house. But anyway, very clean house. Good work, Blandon. Blandon? That L. What's our topic today?
The Lion King.
The Lion King, exactly. That had a trailer this week.
Yes.
For the 2019 version. The photorealistic, they would claim live action, not live action because no live animals have been used. But we'll talk about it in a minute. But that's what we're going to talk about. So let's get straight into it. Let's get ready to mumble. So did you see it?
Yes.
Did you see it as soon as it came out?
Yeah. Actually, yes. It was sent to me on Instagram and I watched it almost immediately. And actually, I think I watched it on Thursday when we were about to take Sadie to go for a walk. And
did we watch it together?
No. Nobody knew what I was like, guys, wait a second. I need to watch this trailer. And then watched it.
I see. Apparently, someone was saying that with the actual version of it and other takes of it, had something like 250 million views in the first week or less than a week because it's not even been a week yet, which is pretty incredible, but not surprised. Almost everyone I asked has said, yeah, I've seen it. Which is wow, you very rarely get that for anything.
Yeah.
So let's chat about The Lion King, the original, and then we'll maybe come back to how we feel about the trailer and how that takes us back to The Lion King. Do you remember seeing the original Lion King?
Yes. Not in the movie theater like most people, but I do remember seeing it.
Do you remember what age you were?
A little.
A little. Yeah.
I mean, it came out when I was 4?
4?
No.
1990 you are. No,
94.
You're 90. What age are you?
I'm 91.
91. Yeah, well, so you were 3, going on 4 maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I was just about to turn 4.
Yeah. So you probably
turn 3.
You probably didn't see it at the cinema because 3-year-olds in the cinema are annoying.
Yeah. Well, Drake said this was the first movie he saw in the theater.
I think it's the same for me. It's between this or Jurassic Park. They both came out in 94.
Okay.
I believe. And I remember seeing this at a cinema called the Dominion with my granny. Mm-hmm. And it was one of my first. I was too young to remember it, so that's not my first memory of Lion King. But I know I went to see it then, with my gran, my sister, and stuff. But I've seen it a million times since growing up.
This definitely was not my first movie in the theater. My first movie was Harry Potter, the first one, which means I didn't go to the movie theater until I was old.
Whoa, that's 2001.
Yeah, that was my first movie.
I guess there's no real need to when you're less than 10. You don't pick things up and. If you can watch anything on TV, it's an experience as a kid.
Yeah, I know.
So when I was in primary school, as a Christmas treat, they take the kids to the cinema. It must have been a complete cluster. But we'd all go and we'd watch something. I remember seeing George of the Jungle one year. But it was mainly sort of kiddie-friendly Christmas movies. But so Lion King, one of the first ever ones. So I'm going to quickly run through just the plot, a little bit of information about it. I know, listeners, you've probably all heard about it, but there's some interesting facts here that you might not know, and we'll kind of go through it as we
One time, this friend of ours convinced me that she had never seen The Lion King.
Oh, man.
And this went on for probably 5 to 6 minutes, where I told her the entire plot line of The Lion King, trying to be are you sure you've never seen this movie? Told her the songs and the plot line and everything.
That's so funny.
And then finally I was like, wait. Never mind. Yeah, I've seen this movie. I think,
she, if it's the friend that I think it's a friend of, she's seen almost every Disney movie.
Yes.
The Lion, I can't imagine anyone missing The Lion King. I do know some people have never seen it, but they've never seen many Disney movies. So Lion King, as you said, 1994 animated film by Walt Disney. They'd done a bunch of animated films prior to this, so there wasn't any necessarily big expectation. The story itself is a story about a young lion cub named Simba, who is the son of Mufasa, who is the Pride's king, I guess. And it starts off with him being born, and you see this really nice scene, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more about later on. And basically, he starts his childhood to go him with his friend Nala, and he just we see a bit of his growing up. We introduce the other characters. One, Scar, who is the brother of Mufasa, the younger brother. So therefore, he's not got the throne. He's a little bit jealous and wants the throne. He's portrayed as a bit of a sort of grimy, classic Disney villain, with a sort of greasiness about him, essentially.
And his little sidekicks.
Yeah. And Nala and Simba, being the young cubs, they are very adventurous and want to explore the kind of Pride land. And they do. But in addition to that, they want to venture further. They want to look in different areas. Mufasa, being the perfect dad of sort of leadership and sort of, I will pass on all this knowledge to you, warns them not to go beyond the land because they can't control that. They don't know what's out there. It's dangerous.
Anything the light touches.
Yes, they own everything. And everything that doesn't. And in this movie, it's called The Forbidden Land, I believe. So we don't know what's out there, but Simba, being curious, wants to go, and he gets encouraged by Scar to go venture. And that's Scar's first plan, to try and get rid of Simba. Because if Simba dies, then Scar's back in place to be the next king. So he encourages him to go out. He goes out. Nala follows him. They have a little bit of fun, and then they see all these dead skeletons of elephants and other animals. And then we find they come across 3 hyenas, which obviously, being young cubs, they're very threatened by. Do you remember the hyenas' names?
Yes.
What are the hyenas?
Shinzi, Banzi, and Ed. Ed's the one with like the cross eyes.
Yeah, Ed's the cross eyed one. And you got Shinzi and Banzi, which are very Japanese names. That might come up later on, I wonder. And yeah, so they semi-attack, but almost like in a really pathetic way.
Yeah.
However, Mufasa comes to the rescue, saves them, brings them back, and says, all that stuff, don't do this, it's dangerous. So Scar's plan's foiled. The kids are like, ugh, we sort of strict rules, but they understand why to some degree now. But then Scar puts together a second plan to actually get rid of Mufasa and Simba all at once. So what he does is he lures Simba down into a gorge or a valley and just leaves him there. At the same time, because he's in cahoots with the hyenas, he asks them to start a stampede, and then a whole bunch of wildebeest storm through this gorge. Simba is there, but Scar, in a weird twist event, goes to Mufasa to warn him. In the hope of what happens, Mufasa runs to Simba's rescue. He does actually manage to save Simba. However, as he's climbing out the gorge, he doesn't quite make it. He's on claws at the top. Scar has the chance to save him, but because he wants rid of him, decides not to and lets him slip. He doesn't actually physically kill him, but all the causes to his death he's been
he doesn't touch him at all?
No.
Well, I don't remember. I think he like puts his claws in
I can't remember if he does that, does his claws and lets it go to Mufasa, or if he does it to Simba later on.
Oh.
I can't remember if he actually touches him or not. Because he does a similar thing to Simba later on, I feel.
I thought he like pushed Mufasa off.
No, Mufasa tried to scramble up.
Yeah, but I thought he just was like, nope, your hand doesn't go there.
Yeah, maybe he grabs them and then maybe he gives a wee swipe or something. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but he doesn't...
He's the cause of the death.
Mufasa then falls and gets trampled by the wildebeest. Simba is not aware of this. He's hiding somewhere else and being rescued. After this happens, you have a really heartfelt moment of Simba and Mufasa with his dad body. There's that wee sort of push that you see dogs and that cats do with dead victims. Oh, it's really sad. Scar then consoles Simba, but at the same time, Simba's full of guilt and fear that he's going to be sort of pushed out or made bad. God, Liam, use words. And Scar convinces him that he needs to leave the Pride Land.
Run away and never return.
Yes. But obviously Scar's trying to do it is to help Simba, but that's not really his plan.
No.
So Simba, listening to his uncle and at the fear and guilt of his father's death, runs away. That's about halfway through the movie, you'd say? Yeah, so this is the sort of build-up. You've killed the father, you've got rid of the son, now Scar can become king. We don't actually see much of that
in
the next bit. What Simba does, he goes away into the jungle, which is a little bit stranger, but he wanders off and because he's a young cub, he doesn't know how to fend for himself yet. He ends up getting to the point where he ends up collapsing in this jungle and is close to death or something like that. But he's saved. Who's he saved by?
Timon and Pumbaa.
Timon and Pumbaa, exactly. Who are
a meerkat and a warthog.
Yes, and that's when a lot of the fun songs come in. I missed the song earlier, actually. We'll talk about that song later. Hakuna Matata. And they convince Simba not only to not eat meat anymore, which is kind of weird, but also that they can live a life in the jungle because they're both been outcast from their own villages as well. Pumbaa for his flatulence.
Smelliness.
And what was Timon stand out for?
I don't remember why Timon was, but I know Pumbaa was definitely because he farted all the time. So
then they go to a little montage, Hakuna Matata, of them having fun and Simba growing up to some degree. Timeline, don't know. I'm guessing 2 years.
Yeah.
But I don't know how big cats get quickly. So let's say 2 years later, they're out about in the jungle. Simba's minding his own business, and then a lioness comes, a very hungry lioness, and attacks Timon and Pumbaa. Timon and Pumbaa, obviously scared, run away. They are thankfully saved by Simba, who comes in and wrestles this lioness. And within the scuffle, they have that wee nose-to-nose position, and they're like, "Oh, you're Nala." Nala was obviously his childhood friend. She's all grown up, and they sort of have a little bit of a tussle and bustle, like, "Oh, we're friends again." And then Nala gets all serious. And she's like, Scar's taken over the Pride Land, and it's full of drought, and no food, and it's all crappy. And she tries to convince Simba to come back, but Simba's full of guilt, and also he's enjoying his life. So he's like, "No, I won't do it. I won't go back." And then he decides not to. However, another one of our favorite characters of all time comes in. So he wanders off a little bit, but then a very familiar baboon called Rafiki comes. And he helps to encourage Simba to return to the Pride Land, as that's his duty, it's his fate, that's his role in life. To take his prideful place on top of the throne. So he goes back, along with Timon and Pumbaa. Scar has taken over the Pride Land. He's got his hyenas let them into the Pride Land. And they basically battle. They have a wee fight, fisticuffs. Scar ends up turning on a hyena, saying it was all their fault. But it wasn't. Simba has a chance to kill him, but doesn't. Decides not to. And then he walks away, but then Scar comes and attacks him. He chucks him off, and then, in a kind of weird twist of events, Scar ends up falling down a cliff as well. At the bottom of the cliffs are all the hyenas who are aware he just tried to turn on them. And then they attack and suggestedly kill him, but we don't actually know. I can't remember if he comes up in later movies or not. But and then you have that final scene where the Pride Land becomes all flourished and good again, and then Simba's top of the Pride Rock with Nala. I don't know, do they have a wee second baby? Do you see that baby at the end of Lion King 1? Yeah. So you see a wee baby. I don't even know its name or anything. We just kind of get that wee glimpse. Yeah. And scene.
It's the circle of life.
It is the circle of life. That's pretty much a whole movie. Did I miss anything important?
No, that was perfect.
There's a couple of, we're going to talk about a couple about characters and stuff in a minute anyway, but that's pretty much the plot.
Yeah.
Very similar to Hamlet.
Yes.
So apparently at the beginning of production they called it Bamlet. Was it Bamlet? Or was it Hamby? Can't remember, because it might be a mix between Bambi and Hamlet. You know, Bambi, one of the first ever Disney movies, with the death of the father and then sort of...
Bamlet.
Yeah. So, yeah, apparently it's got lots of different... It's like a movie that's got lots of different sources and different things that it sort of pulls from. A lot of really classical movie type things, I guess, without being too silly. Which is great. And I think, yeah, well, I'll get into this in a moment. What else did I want to say? Characters, let's go into them.
Okay.
What do you think of the characters and their voices, more importantly?
I love them all. Yeah. I think that Mufasa is probably my favorite, because he's like Simba.
So do you know who Mufasa was done by?
James Earl Jones.
Yes. Did we mention him already? No, we did. Okay. So James Earl Jones is very famous for doing a couple of voices. Do you remember who?
No.
He's famous for doing Darth Vader. Oh. And I believe he actually also did Yoda? I might be way wrong there. Why do I feel like he did Yoda?
I have no idea.
I'm going to check that. But he definitely did... No, he could have done Yoda and done Darth Vader, right? That seems silly. But he definitely did Darth Vader. So that's what he's one of the most famous for.
Okay.
Which doesn't really hold up when you think about it. Like, obviously, Darth Vader was dubbed in the movie, so it's when he just takes his head off later on.
He definitely did Darth Vader.
Yeah, okay. He did Darth Vader, and that's probably one of his most famous roles, along with The Lion King. He's done a whole bunch of stuff. Very famous voice. And he's actually only one of he's the only voice that's returned for the next one, which is interesting.
Is he going to be Mufasa?
Yeah, he's Mufasa in the new one as well. He was the one who narrated over the trailer. Simba was Matthew Broderick. I didn't know that.
That is.
He's Ferris Bueller.
Oh.
Yeah, he's been in a couple other things. He's not major, but Ferris. Even now I wouldn't have even pitched that together, but that was good. Nala was a lady called Moira Kelly. Not done a huge amount since. Scar was Jeremy Irons. You familiar with him? Jeremy Irons he's quite a famous actor. He's done lots of sort of bad guy villain roles and.
Oh yeah, he looks familiar. He looks like Scar.
Yeah,
he legitimately looks like Scar.
Well, it's funny you should say that because part of the animations they tried to take some character from the people to put into the animals themselves.
Okay.
So they deliberately had a little bit of this familiarity between them. So yeah, he was Scar. Yeah, I think Scar probably had one of the best voices, along with Mufasa.
Yeah.
That really sort of stood out. He the very villain voice. Zazu was by Rowan Atkinson, who we spoke about the other week there. Rowan Atkinson is Mr. Bean. He's probably actually the most famous and the richest on this list of people. But he did Mr. Bean, Johnny English, and a whole bunch Blackadder, a whole bunch of other things. Very British comedy, a lot of it. Yeah. So not much of it is transferred over here, but really good guy, very intelligent guy. And I liked his role in this. I thought his voice was perfect.
It makes me laugh to see the people like that voice him, like see his face and thinking about Zazu. It makes me laugh. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. I like this. This is good. Anyway, sorry. Who else did we get? Name another character. Timon. Timon was done by Nathan Lane, who is just, he's done lots of different voices, cartoon voices a lot of the time. Pumbaa's by Ernie Sabella. He's done a lot of basically Pumbaa voices in different spin-offs. And Rafiki was done by Robert Guillem? I don't know how to say his name. Guillem, I think. And he's not done too much. Done Big Fish, if you're familiar with that Ewan McGregor movie. Anyway. Do you know who did Shenzi? I'm assuming you have it up now.
Yeah, I did not know that. Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, I think I obviously didn't know it at the time. I remember hearing about it in my teens and watching it and like, oh yeah, so it is, which is kind of cool. Cheech Mardin from Cheech and Chong did Banzai, which I was like, oh, cool. And then Jim Cummings, who did Ed. Can you guess any other cartoon characters that Jim Cummings did? You got it up, don't you?
Yeah.
He did Winnie the Pooh and he did Tigger, which I think is cool.
And Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, and Darkwing Duck. And he did a character in Star Wars, can't quite remember his name, who's been in a lot of the sort of Clone Wars stuff. So, very famous voice actors, which is cool.
He was in a lot of other stuff too. Aladdin, Ants, Balto, Shrek.
Yeah, Jim Cummings has done a heap. Really prolific voice actor, which is cool. I always wanted to be a voice actor when I was younger. I don't know why. Not very good at voices. But I loved cartoons, so I either wanted to be an animator or a voice. Yeah. And I loved The Simpsons, let's be fair, and those guys make millions too. That was always fun. Well, they did. But those are actors, and I think they're all good characters. I love them. I'm not sure how the new breed are going to hold up. I know we're going to talk about the main movie, but just in case you're unfamiliar, Donald Glover's going to do Simba.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good. I like Donald Glover.
I don't know his voice well enough. I only know him as Childish Gambino. So I've not heard his talking voice.
Did you ever watch Community?
No, I've not seen that.
Community's so good.
I need to watch that and get onto him.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen's doing Pumbaa, which I guess works. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. Like, he might try and Pumbaa up too much and not make it his own. There's a couple of other characters I'm not too familiar with. Chitwell Ejiofor, I'm not familiar with that name, but he was the guy from 12 Years a Slave. Okay. And he's done a couple more movies more recently. Nothing I'm too familiar with.
John Oliver is Zazu.
Yeah, so I don't know who John Oliver is so much, but I remember
that's hilarious.
Our other friend, was telling me about this, and I don't know who he is, but he seems to have a voice
that'll be
that
good.
Suits.
Yeah,
it's very, very Ron Atkinson style voice. Keegan-Michael Kay is going to be Chimera. I'm assuming that's going to be a new lion or something, because I'm not familiar with that. But he's we know him from that Keenan and Peele, whatever it is. John Kenny is doing Rafiki. So he is T'Chaka from Black Panther, the first king, the one who died during Civil War.
Okay, yeah.
So he's there. Timon is going to be done by Billy Incher. I'm not familiar with him and his work. And I think that's the main... Oh, no, there's one big one. Who's the big one I missed, you know?
I didn't know that. Nala's Beyonce.
Yep. Beyonce is Nala, which will be quite good fun. She's quite far down the list, which I'm surprised about. Of my cast, I don't know how they program it, I guess. But that's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that. And obviously Mufasa's James Earl Jones. So that it'll be good. I think because a lot of us will know these voices, like everyone knows Seth Rogen's voice. Beyonce's is quite a distinctive voice, and
just a little bit.
And so it may take me out of it a little bit. It's like when I heard Bill Murray as Baloo in The Jungle Book, I was like, that takes me out of it slightly.
A little bit.
Having slightly unknown, I think helps, personally, but we'll wait and see how it goes, because I'm probably going to be wrong. But that cast is going to be interesting. Nice.
Yes.
Anyway, back to this movie. Sorry, I've written a whole bunch down, but I've realised afterwards that I didn't actually plan out how we were going to go through it.
I really like the poster for the new one. Like,
I've not seen it. What is it?
Okay, so it's a big paw, like obviously it's Mufasa's paw, and then a Simba, like as a cub, like in his paw standing in it.
Okay, yeah.
And he's just like, it's just a picture of him.
He does that in the cartoon as well. There's that scene in the cartoon, right?
I don't know, but it's just a cool picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see a wee glimpse of that here. Yeah, it is cool. However, I think the scale's off. I'm pretty sure a big cat's paw is going to be bigger than it is shown there.
Maybe, but it's so cool.
All right, so one of the massive things about the first movie, which probably made it better than a lot of the other Disney movies, was the soundtrack, the music. Mm-hmm. It was fantastic.
Yes.
Like, every song was a banger. Like, they were just so good. And to help, so Tim Rice is a very well-known kind of soundtrack movie producer guy, and he does some musicals as well. He worked a lot with Lloyd Webber in other things. Mm-hmm. But in this movie, he was approached by Disney to say, hey, can you make this a musical? And he was like, of course. So then he went to Elton John, which was really unheard of at the time. No one really did, like, no mass, because Elton John's a massive pop star. Even at this point, he was huge. Someone never really got a pop star to do a Disney movie, so he was one of the first. It's happened a lot since, but so Tim Rice went to him. Tim Rice wrote Elton John, was like, yeah, I want to do this. Yeah, I want to do this. That wasn't very good, Ellen.
No.
No. Elton's a bit more posh, isn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway, so he went, Tim Rice wrote the lyrics, Elton John did the piano, or the basic score, and then Hans Zimmerman came in with a lot of like orchestral music on top of that. And they wrote 5 songs. Can you name, without looking, all 5 of the songs?
Off the original movie soundtrack.
Yes. Well, I'm assuming they'll be using the new one as well, but yeah.
Okay, Circle of Life.
Yes.
Can you fill it up tonight?
Yes.
Hakuna Matata?
Yep. I think there's one more you might get, and then the other one would be difficult.
God. It's not like the In the Jungle song, is it? Circle of Life. Give me a hint.
Simba sings one.
Oh, I Just Can't Wait to Be King.
Yep.
And
Scar sings the other.
Gosh. All I can think of is Poor Unfortunate Souls, which is what Ursula sings, which is not it.
I'll tell you, because I totally forgot this one. It's called Be Prepared. Or
Yes.
Be Prepared for Me. I'm not sure 100%.
Be
but
Prepared.
yeah, Be Prepared.
Yeah.
Just classic songs. Great songs.
Yeah.
The Circle of Life was just a great one. Can't Wait to Be King is great. So the great thing, well, let me I won't tell about them all, but they're all great songs. The Just Can't Wait to Be King song is really interesting because the way let me backtrack actually. Lion King didn't even start off as like a Disney A project. It wasn't like the main project they were working on. They actually wanted to work on Pocahontas. That's where the A team was working on, which turned out to be a crap movie because, well, I've never even seen it, and
Pocahontas is good.
it's fine.
Lion
King is good. Yeah, right. So it started off as a B project, and it was actually talks of it being sort of more of like a National Geographic style animation, and there was various different directions it went, even to the point where they went into sort of. Are you familiar with that kind of African color scheme thing, which like lots of stripes and very and bold colors? So they were actually going to make it all like that. Okay. Eventually, they obviously removed that to make it more Disney-like. But this song, Just Can't Wait to Be King, really kind of holds on to it. If you remember, they have that,
like the triangles and the blues. And,
exactly, of how the animals building up, and it's all that sort of. So they've held on to a little bit of that pattern, color kind of scheme, which is great. And so I love Just Can't Wait to Be King. It's a great song. And it was interesting how it's started off as a B project, but obviously became massive with all these sort of changes.
I didn't realize that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Men's would think it would have been second tier to anything.
Yeah.
But that's often the way it goes. The first song, Circle of Life, Do you recall the start of that? It's probably the most well-known and greatest, and like people get the feels immediately when they hear this.
Yes, but I cannot reproduce it.
Well, nobody can. Everybody's tried it. Nobody can unless you're probably in it. So, although Tim Rice wrote the lyrics, Hans Zimmer did music, and Elton John, there was actually another guy called Al Zabia, who helped with this first intro. So this is the start to Circle of Life. It starts off with African Zuluan talk, and it's amazing. And then it goes into the Circle of Life. I think it starts, so it's always pronounced wrong. I've got the Zuluan written here. Natsa Ngoninmya Bakitibaba. And then back when they say Sithu Uma Ngama. And I could repeat it, but I'm gonna say it wrong anyway. But it's really weird. Ngonama Nga Nabala. Anyway, I've got a translation here. Do you have any guesses of what it says?
No.
So the first bit,
It
Nats
says-
Ngana Bagatai Baba. Natsa Ngwanama Bagadi Baba. Close enough.
No.
Here comes a lion father.
Okay.
I think it's here comes a lying father, as in like, Dad, here comes a lying.
Yeah.
Things. The next bit, the ladies in the background of the kind of choir says, Sethu Omunyama. What's that?
I don't know.
Oh yes, it's a lion. So it looks like
yes, it's a lion.
Ingonam Yama is lion. And then it repeats that. And then it goes Senor Nukuba. Any ideas? I don't know
No.
why I'm even getting to no way.
None.
We're going to conquer.
Okay.
And it goes, a lion and a leopard come to this open place. And it repeats that. A lion and a leopard come to this open place. So it's not really much, but it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And then it goes into, obviously, the rest of
From the day.
the Circle of Life.
No. Okay. So my dad's friend used to work for the show, and they sang, and this was one of the songs in the show, and so he had told us that when the part where it's like, well, I don't know what the real words are, but the part where it just like repeats that like African part, and so they didn't know the words either, so everybody just would say pink pajamas, penguins on the bottom. And so every time I hear this song, that's what I sing now, because it sounds like it. If you sing that, it works.
But it's so not woke, man. Like, how it's almost kind of racist? And like, not really, but it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's like someone hearing me go, oh, hey guys, how you doing? And people going, and it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. It's
No, it makes no sense.
learn to say it. I don't
Yes.
know. But again, especially if it's on TV or a show.
It wasn't. It was just like a nightly
stage show.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So it would say pink pajamas,
but
penguins
even
on the
so,
bottom.
That's funny. But it's crack. I hope they have that. They're going to have that in.
Yeah.
Surely. I wonder if they redo
I
the
do
songs.
hope that the music stays the same, but I don't know if it's going to.
Like, I think they'll maybe try and update it. Like in Jungle Book, they updated the songs slightly and changed them.
Ooh.
Was
In
not a fan.
2017, it was announced that Hans Zimmer would return to score the film.
Oh, which is interesting. I think Hans Zimmer retired. So maybe he's just returning for this.
Yeah, and Elton John has signed onto the project to rework his musical compositions from the original film before his retirement.
Yeah, because he's got his
Beyonce
retirement
will be
tour.
assisting him.
See, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't want them to they have to modernize them because otherwise, well, we'll talk about this in a second. But
It was revealed that 4 songs from the original film would be included in the film. Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Hakuna Matata, Just Can't Wait to Be King, and Kurt's Circle of Life. So Be Prepared is the only one that's not.
yeah,
Which,
that was one
whatever.
that was
Yeah.
weakest anyway. I
And then
guess.
they're coming up with a new song for the end credits.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah. All right, so I've got a few more things, but I'm going to actually talk about something else first, and we'll come back to it. So, are you aware of any controversy with the Jungle Book? Not the Jungle
No.
Book, The Lion King.
No.
So there is something known as, let me get this right, Jungle Empire. All right, which is actually more familiar known as Kimba the White Lion. So this is a Japanese property from the 1960s initially. It was an anime television series and a manga, so a comic book in the early 60s by a guy called Osamu Tezuka. And he was at some points referred to as the Japanese Disney.
Okay.
So a relatively big standing guy in Japan when it comes to animation. There are very, very close similarities between this property and Lion King. all of which Disney have completely refuted, and that there's been no
Of course they have.
cross transition there. It's entirely coincidental, they claim. Now this is crazy considering it was Kimba and Simba.
Kimba and Simba.
Kimba and Simba. Yeah, please come on. The White Lion was created in '65, and even if you look on YouTube, there's some shots that are almost exactly the same as each other. It is crazy. Also, there's a lot of this online. You can go read a lot about it. Matthew Broderick initially thought they were reproducing that movie initially.
Oh.
A guy called Roy Disney, one of the kind of big guys in Disney, has referred to Simba as Kimba on a number of notice boards and forums.
All right. So yes.
The Simba was initially designed as a white lion, which was also changed. So there's a lot of similarities. Whether it was direct ripoff or not, I don't know. But there's also people within the Disney community, or who are the animators, who are big fans of the animation, Kimba's animation in the comic books. So it's crazy. So the Lion King director, Roger Allers, claimed he was unfamiliar with the property, but he had actually previously worked and lived in Tokyo for many years in the 80s, where he would have definitely been aware of the Japanese Walt Disney. So it does seem a little strange. There's also one other thing. So in 1997, I think it was, they tried to bring Kimba the White Lion over to air here. Like, I think they had wanted to put it in some cinemas or something, but Disney put out one of those cease and assist things to stop them from showing it. Again, very coincidental. The guy from Japan has claimed that it's just a coincidence. It's no point. Even if they did went to go sue them, Disney are much stronger than them. They'll just lose. What's the point?
Yeah. Even
though they probably have quite a strong case. And some people claim that he may have been paid money to keep it hush and not go on about it, which I think he's probably been settled outside court.
Yeah, probably.
Because it seems way too easy. That's a dead set win.
Yeah, for sure.
My eyes. But I'm sure Disney, they will always get away with these things, and it seems crazy. So guys, go check it out. Kimba the White Lion or The Jungle Empire. Check it out online. It was TV series and comic books, a lot of stuff, which is very
so similar.
Yeah, I know. And some of the early artwork for Lion King looks very similar to that artwork. They've obviously changed the style.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a shame. But I just wish the right people were credited. It's like these comic book movies, like Bill Kane. I meant Bill Finger was not credited for Batman for so long, and same with all the Marvel guys. So it's I don't know. It just seems like give the people their props. There was another one. Do you remember the alleged sex?
Yes.
Yes. So that's one that everyone's familiar
been like in a lot of Disney movies where something.
I think the claim is it's not sex.
Yeah.
The claim is it's FXE.
Yeah. SFX.
SFX. Yeah. For special effects, which makes so much more sense. But that'd be good. I like that one.
Yeah.
And there's some controversy about the hyenas, but I'm not even going to go about that. What else have I got to say about this? I don't know. I liked it. I think it's.
Who doesn't like it?
Even with the movies and the characters and like the theme of the thing, they do a really good job at introducing some real important life lessons to kids.
Yes, don't trust your uncle.
Don't trust your uncles, especially if they've got scars on their face. Death, they introduce that really early on and move in, and they really drive it home.
Yeah, you get to watch Mufasa fall to his death. Yeah,
responsibility. The fact that you
caused it.
Whether or not you have to do your life, what your life. Yeah, causing it. Yeah. Don't bring your dad into a stampede. You will cause the death of your father. But even if you do cause the death, people will die. But you need to A, take on responsibility of that, and B, they'll never truly leave you. Whatever they've taught you, whatever they've experienced had of you, that's what lives on with you. It's not all about person being physical. I don't know. Ask Rafiki, he'll tell you.
Yeah, I love Rafiki.
But I think it sounds stupid, but it's quite important for kids, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Seeing these modern ones when it's like a lot of it's a bit. They're good movies, but they take away a lot of what these older ones had. Like,
they take all the lessons.
I know it's bad because Disney did good and bad. Like, they vilified ugly people, they vilified dark-haired people, they vilified potentially races and stuff, which is bad. But they did introduce a good and bad concept a death concept, be aware, responsibilities, and all these sort of things, which was good. So
yeah, I mean, they might not have done it in the best way, but as like to teach it to kids, like that juxtaposition of like seeing Mufasa and then seeing Scar, and like it being completely different color hair, completely different color body style, like it made that present to where they could be like, okay, this is good and this is bad.
So you need that differentiation, but also it may hide the fact that that's not always like someone who's, you don't have to be big and strong and powerful to be a good person.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
You can be a good person regardless, and so there's it's tough. But how do you do that with animals? You, as you said, you need to put it across, otherwise they can get confused very easily. Not saying kids get confused, but
they do.
It's more fun, you don't want a villain to look like a good guy, because either then it's a twist of a movie, or it doesn't go nicely. I mean, who was the bad guy in? And saying that, Frozen, you didn't know who the bad guy was. It wasn't really a bad guy. Well, he was a bit of a bad guy. Yeah. Because the first love interest became the bad guy, and he seemed like the love interest at the beginning, so that's kind of confusing. But anyway, Frozen's a different movie.
What was his name? Hans? Was his name Hans?
Can't remember.
I think it was.
I can't remember.
So you've seen the trailer?
Yes, I've seen the trailer.
Are you excited?
You know what? I think... Am I excited? Yeah, I'm going to see it. I'm probably going to go see it at the cinema, which is unusual. I don't usually see these Disney movies at the cinema. And saying that, I have seen Jungle Book and Beauty and the Beast at the cinema. I didn't see Cinderella, and not many people did, but apparently Cinderella's a really good movie. It's like the best of these new ones.
Yeah, it was good, but I didn't see it in theater.
And I've seen Maleficent, but that wasn't... Is that Disney? Yeah, it's Disney, but it wasn't the same as this. Well, anyway.
But they do have a lot planned.
Yeah. So when I want to... quickly, do you think this is going to live up to the old one? It can't, can it?
It can't. I mean, I think it's like that nostalgia thing. Like, you see the old one and you love it, and so you're going to go see this one. And it'll never be the old one because we're not in the same place that we were then when we saw it. And it's just like the nostalgia of it. But I think they'll do a good job of making it good.
Well, it's going to make $1 billion regardless.
Yes.
It was going to make $1 billion. I'll tell you that. It's probably going to be the biggest movie of next year. And that, I know Infinity War 2's out. Yeah. I think it'll probably be the biggest movie next year.
Yeah, I agree.
What I really question is, does it need to be inverted commas, quotation marks, sorry, live action? Like, if there wasn't the source of Lion King out there, and they just redid, like, literally, like, all the videos died, all the DVDs, all of that just disappeared, and they brought out the Lion King cartoon again, do you think it would be enough?
I don't know.
See, I 100% think it would be. Like,
I think that it would be for kids, but I don't think it would have the same. I think the reason we're excited to go see it is because of when we were younger.
But we take our kids and they'd be like, "That's amazing," and then your friend who's got a kid would tell you, "It's actually a pretty solid movie." Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's probably going to make more. It's probably going to make. If it didn't have that previous version, it's probably going to make more than that new one would have. But I just don't think it's going to be better. Okay. And the live action doesn't add anything to it, I don't think. Because it's not... The visuals wasn't really the major selling point. It was a storyline, it was the characters, it was the music. The visuals just helped.
Yeah.
I think. And I don't think... The more realistic you get, the more Uncanny Valley you hit. And the more Uncanny Valley, the more it's like... Ugh. You familiar with Uncanny Valley?
No.
So Uncanny Valley is like... It happens in real life and in TV and TV shows. The closer to real life something gets, the further down Uncanny Valley it gets, which is an uneasy feeling that humans get.
Okay.
So all these android robot type things that are being built, the ones that are like these sex robots and all this shit, right? They're close, but they don't look quite right. And it's an uneasy feeling you get from them, and it's called Uncanny Valley because it's close, but it's not right. And humans instinctively know most of the time what's real and not real. And it's similar, same thing with animals. Like, they're getting real close, but it's like not quite right. Like, they could have styled.
It's gonna look off.
It's gonna look off. I think if they'd stylized it a little bit more, so it's clearly it's clearly not real. Like bigger eyes and sort of a bit, different shapes to them or something. It might have come across a bit better. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. As I said, it's going to make billions regardless. So good on you, Disney. And I'll see it because it's Lion King.
Because it's the Lion King.
Yeah. So what other movies have got coming then?
So Dumbo's next in line.
Excited to that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It made me the trailer made me really sad. But
Dumbo, really? It's an elephant. I'm not a fan of Dumbo as a movie.
I'm not either, but it's an elephant.
There's like nothing to it.
I don't really remember it very well. There's not that many good songs.
There's not a bad guy. You know, there's like you've got the circus trainers,
guy.
but they don't have much of a character. They don't have a name or anything. It's just that happens a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you get the crows, which kind of like push him to jump off a cliff with a magic feather or something, and he ends up not needing a magic feather or whatever it is. And it's nothing. The plot's really. It's like in a box. They're going to have to do something new with it, which is fine because not many people may remember Dumbo the same way.
So it will be
bad,
different.
What's he done? It's good. Come on, let's be fair. Recently,
he did Nightmare Before Christmas, and Nightmare Before Christmas is
overrated. Sorry, what? It's
good.
Overrated. No, it was good. It is good. But like he's done a bunch of others that aren't good.
Yeah.
Well,
then
fine. They're
Aladdin.
Fine. See, Aladdin was one of my favorites when I was a kid.
It looks good.
Who's in that? Do we know? Will Smith is doing the genie.
Yeah,
I know that much. That'd be cool. Yep. I think. I hope he does it well. You can never replace Robin Williams, so it's going to be really difficult. Isn't he? Has got a hell of a mountain to climb there.
He does. The girl who played in Power Rangers is going to be Jasmine.
I'm not familiar with her.
Naomi Scott, and then Mina Massoud will be Aladdin.
I'm not sure how many, but okay.
Then,
as in that'll be fine. I think that none of these will make as much money as I think Dumbo will be the worst out of those two so far.
Yeah,
Aladdin will probably do better, but
Lion King, and then after that is they in 2015 they bought a script for Mulan to bring it to life.
Okay, I've never seen Mulan. I was just past like Disney movies at that point, but I know it's a good movie, and it was one of the first ones where they introduced an ethnic kind of main character who's strong, lead female. So that's interesting.
They're gonna do a Jungle Book 2.
Don't think you should do that.
Sword in the Stone. That one could be cool. I think.
It'll be cool, but the thing is, they'll do that live action. They'll do people with that because it is people, which will be bad because none of these movies work.
What do you mean? Like
King Arthur movies don't work. Robin Hood and King Arthur, that thing doesn't work.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones does it well because it's not the mamsy-pamsy side of it. Like the Robin Hood came out this weekend, it didn't even make like 20 million.
Yeah,
it cost
I didn't even know about
100 million.
it.
And exactly. And maybe that's bad marketing. It's Disney, so it'll be fine, but it's I don't know if that's a good idea.
Apparently one of the Prince Charmings is getting his own movie.
Crap, bad idea.
Yeah. This one sounds cool. They're
Hold on. You know why that's a crap idea? Because guys don't give a shit about Prince Charming, and girls don't give a shit about Prince Charming.
Exactly. So
Prince Charming is always the nobody.
Yep.
Like Eric is a nobody, really. Let's be real. And Prince Charming from Cinderella, nobody. Snow White, nobody.
It'll be either Snow White's or Cinderella's.
Yeah, it's going to be bad choice, Disney.
101 Dalmatians.
That'll get cancelled.
Guess who's set to play Cruella?
Meryl Streep.
No, younger.
Pardon?
Younger, like a lot younger.
A lot younger, but she might be an old lady.
She's meant to be a...
Oh, is it going to be... How are they going to do these humans? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Because is it going to be real humans with, like, fake animals, or is it going to be...
I mean, that's what it was with Jungle Book.
It was, wasn't it? I don't... But it was different because it was set in the jungle, so you could use all that CG. It was going to be set in London. Well, it should be set. If it's not set in London, I'll be raging.
I have no idea. But
they did a live action Dalmatians as well.
They did.
Wait, yeah, because
like
it was a cartoon. Yeah, they did two of them, I think.
They used actual puppies, though.
I think they did 102 Dalmatians as well. Yeah, they did use actual puppies. Millions of them because they kept growing up too quickly. And they painted them because they had patch, like one of the... Anyway. Younger. Emily Blunt.
It starts with an E.
Emma something?
Yeah.
Stone?
Yeah, I love Emma Stone.
I do love Emma Stone. I can see her being Cruella, but she's too young and she's going to look too young. Unless it's just a voice in a cartoon.
Know. Peter Pan?
Yep, except for that, Peter Pan's one of my favourites.
Oh,
again, they do Peter Pan. No, cancel Peter Pan. They've done 3 Peter Pans in my lifetime. It's not been Disney Peter Pan, and they've sucked. Pan, literally one called Neverland or something, and one other, and they were all crap.
Yeah.
So get rid of that. Put it in the bin.
And then Tinkerbell's getting her own live action movie called Tink, and it's gonna star Reese Witherspoon.
Put that. Oh, even worse. Put that in the bin.
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio could be good because that's a lot of. Yeah.
Sleeping Beauty, which is just going to be the sequel to Maleficent. Snow White.
Put that in the bin as well.
Snow
White could be good because dwarfs and Snow White could be good.
Yeah.
Because that'd be quite. Well, no, put that in the bin as well. That Hobbit movie is pretty much that. A whole bunch of dwarfs, and that was not good.
Little Mermaid. With Lin-Manuel Miranda.
We'll see how well Aquaman does. If that underwaterness looks good. However, just not to pull off Disney, Aquaman's apparently got really good reviews, and some people have said it's better than
Really?
Wonder Woman. Excited.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Cool.
Anyway, 3 weeks.
Fantasia. That could be a cool one.
That could be good,
that
but
could be
why? The original's so... and you know, I could use an update. Okay, that could be cool. It has to be visually spectacular, though.
Yeah. And they have to use a lot of...
And I wonder if they do a story if they're just the music to the other one. And just like a silent script. That'd be interesting. What was the other one?
Lady and the Tramp.
Are these in order or are these just random? Lady and the Tramp could be good.
New Mary Poppins. Lilo and Stitch.
Huh. Oh, no, not fan of that one. Mary Poppins is no. Lilo and Stitch was one of the only ones I went to see it as a cinema with my teenager. Me and my friend went. It was random, by the way. Because I don't like... The photorealistic's not real enough to be good with humans. At the Jungle Book, it just wasn't quite right. And these ones that are set in human lands won't work. You can't create emotion and real expression in animals. You just can't because they don't have expressions.
Well, good thing Lilo Stitch wasn't an animal.
Look at these other ones. What was the one you mentioned before that? 2 before that?
I don't know.
It's on your
There's
page.
so many. Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, how can you express love and emotion out of these pets?
You can't.
You can't without making it unreal. And if you make it unreal, it won't work with humans. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, well, we'll just see how they go.
Yeah, okay. It'd be good. I'm sure. Billions of dollars coming.
They do.
But why can't they make new things?
Because it's easy. Because they have all these movies that everybody already loves. So why not just remake them? It's a money-making scheme.
I guess. And to be honest, when I have kids, I want them to... Well, I'm going to show them the cartoons. Because cartoons are better. I love cartoons.
But then it's also for us because they know they have this audience of everybody I know, but they know they have this audience of everybody who love these cartoons, and if they remake them, they'll just go see them, even if it's like, eh.
But then they're all going to be like, it's not as good as a cartoon.
It doesn't matter. It's still got your money to buy the ticket.
Do you think they're just going to reboot them? Literally just a reboot?
Yes.
You don't think they've changed stories?
I guess we'll see with Dumbo, but not...
Dumbo, they have to, because it was a crap story.
Like, Lion King, no. I mean, they really didn't with Jungle Book. They didn't change it that... There were some things that were different, but they didn't change it that much.
I suppose you can, by keeping it... If you're calling it Lion King, it has to be the story of the Lion King. They could just keep the same script. Just be lazy, why not? It works. Yeah. It's a good script. All right. So, on excitement level from 1 to... Avengers Infinity War. How excited are you?
Probably like a 7.5, 8. I'm pretty excited about Lion King.
Yeah. I'm watching the trailer makes me excited.
Yeah.
Or makes me nostalgic. Maybe more is probably the right thing. It's probably half the level I am for Infinity War, but I'm like that's my peak level for movies.
Yeah.
I can get more excited about other things, but as far as movie things go, I know people don't think so. It's probably maybe just over half. Over half, because for an average movie I'd be just under half. So over half for the Lion King, not for the rest of them.
Yeah.
None of them really appeal as much, but that's because it's not Lion King.
Yeah. We'll see how the Lion King does. If it does well, then I think it could spark up interest for the other ones. But I'm
glad another generation is going to get to experience it, but I do want them to watch the cartoon.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so kids watch the cartoon. Oh my god. That'll be fun. Why do we do the Lion King? What a random topic for us.
Yeah.
Especially about a movie that came out 24 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good movie though.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
All right, we have got shits and hits, but we're going to leave it till next week because
Yes.
we could probably talk a little bit about your shits.
Yeah,
or hits.
it's my hit.
I don't know. Maybe I should go see it before then. I need to see the other one though. Anyway, I won't tell you what it is, but we do. I would listen to some Lock and Poe. Yeah, it's grand. It's not too bad. Some of it's good. We've got one album which is basically all covers, which is fine. I like them.
Yeah.
The other stuff's the earlier stuff's a bit less rocky, but it's all good. I'm acquiring a taste to it, I guess. I'm not listening to anything else new yet because nothing new came out good last week.
Yeah.
At least nothing I liked. I try to think.
This Apple had that one like song that was like a video song thing. It was really good.
Apple had a song.
Well, it was somebody that did it. It was on Apple Music. It was like them promoting. I don't remember it's called Share Your Gifts, and it was this like short story song video thing that I don't remember the name of the girl who sang it. I don't know. It was good. Go listen to it. That's my.
You've not given anybody any details other than
Share Your Gifts.
Share Your Gifts. Okay.
Apple Music. Just go watch it.
Okay,
we'll
check
talk about
out.
it next week.
Okay. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Anything else from you?
No.
Nope. Well, that's all from me. We've got December next week, so we'll have a couple of them. We'll have to pre-record because I will be going home for Christmas. Yay! So we'll probably try and get a couple of pre-records in, so if they seem a bit less, I don't know, they'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll have no idea.
I'm telling you guys this, but we will do that.
Yep.
All right, well, have fun, have a good week. I've been Liam.
I'm Kayla.
And this has been MumbleCast.
Bye.
Bye.